Hey guys, welcome once again to an edition of One Horse Wonders here from Let'emRun. I'm Fred York, your host tonight, going solo because my man Sean Miller is still down there, up there, way there in Europe, doing his soccer thing. Sean's a big soccer guy. If you want to know anything about soccer, be sure to check him out. But we are here tonight live in our new studio. Got some pretty good paraphernalia running around behind us. More to come, more upgrades to come here in our studio. So new studio, but same good information. And I want to talk a little bit about, before we get to the actual information that I'm referring to in our One Horse Wonders, there have been some information that's come my way about, what we call our top pick. Well, our One Horse Wonder is our top pick in each race. Let's not forget that. Let's make that very clear. Our top pick is our One Horse Wonder. So when you see our podcast tonight, I will be talking about one horse in each of the races at the late pick 5 at Gulfstream Park, which is what we do. I love Gulfstream Park. This is not their championship meet. I realize that. Their championship meet is special. There's great horses, great stakes races, of course, the Fountain of Youth, the Florida Derby, etc. But Gulfstream Park still has quality races every weekend, every day, every week. Great course. Always going to get, very often, or most often, you're going to get a fast and firm track this Saturday, no exception. Not fast and firm here in New Jersey. Been wet and mushy for the last 5 days. Supposed to be coming up for a lovely Memorial Day weekend. Going to be finally dry, but still like 6 or 7 days. I want to be at Gulfstream Park. I would love to be down there in the sun and the fun. And someday we'll get there. We'll get there. Let'emRun will get there. Let'emRun has been going strong. We're looking forward to making another opportunity tonight to talk about our good picks. So we're going to see how it goes shortly. But again, when I talk about our One Horse Wonder, that's our top pick. One Horse Wonder, that is our top pick. So we will, again, adjust, which is what Let'emRun does. And I think it makes us unique on Saturday at 12:30 when we do our podcast again after the scratches, any of the track condition changes, any of the jockey changes. Our One Horse Wonder / top pick may have all of a sudden become because it's scratched, may not be available. We'll make another pick. We'll adjust. We adapt and we adjust. But right now, tonight, if we make our pick, and we are making our pick, our One Horse Wonder is our top pick. They stay in on Saturday after the scratches when we do our podcast with Let'emRun on Capital Sports Network on YouTube. We will stick with our top pick, and we'll see how they go. Of course, we will talk about on Saturday other horses in the race who may have a chance or who may like a little better after the scratches come out. That's yet to be determined. But again, we're here tonight in our new studio, looking pretty fine if you ask me. I've got some good stuff going on, more stuff to come. Again, my man Sean Miller hanging out in Europe doing his soccer thing. I miss you, Sean. I hope you're doing good out there. Be safe. Look forward to getting back. But again, we'll be doing our podcast on Saturday. It will be myself again, Freddie York, covering the late pick 5 at Gulfstream Park tonight with our One Horse Wonders. And again on Saturday, after the scratches and any jockey changes or condition changes come up. And that is what makes, again, Let'emRun a little different than everybody else. Our podcast is going to go up after the scratches. We will adapt and adjust to the changes and make any changes for you so you can have the best chance to bring home some winners. Sean, that's for you. Another thing before I get into the races, if you listened to that call and if you missed it, Larry Comas, boy, what a tremendous job he did in the Preakness last week when we saw one of the greatest comebacks for a horse, when that horse journalism got bumped, pretty much stopped dead in his tracks and was able to re-rally and win. Well, you want to hear an exciting race call, something like when Vince Scully called the memorable Kirk Gibson shot when his hamstring was torn and didn't know if he was going to play. And Vince Scully said, "I don't believe what I just saw," when Kirk Gibson hit that amazing home run for the Detroit Tigers. Unbelievable. Well, you listen to that race call by Larry Comas, and it's going to be pretty much the same thing. Epic. Will be listened to for years to come. And as soon as you hear it, you'll know it's him. Tremendous stuff by Larry Comas. Great guy, great race caller, tremendous job, something not to be missed. So Google it, look it up, check it out. I think you'll find it to be very special. Okay, let's get down to business. Right now, we're talking business. We're going to go to Gulfstream Park and pick out our late pick 5 picks. Races 7 through 11 on Saturday, May 24th at Gulfstream Park. Let's go right to it. Race 7 at 4:04 Eastern Standard Time, 5.5 furlong synthetic sprint, claiming $8,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime. Pretty much at the lower end of a claiming race at Gulfstream Park. But that doesn't mean there can't be winners. That doesn't mean there can't be value there. That's what we're going to talk about. So our top pick, our one-horse wonder again, same thing, okay? Don't get them confused. There were some people talking about why we picked 3 horses in each race and how are we saying who was our top pick. We're saying it right now. Our top pick is our one-horse wonder. We're going to get to it right now. So in race 7, we like the number 7, Cap Farrett. 5-2 morning line currently with jockey Edgar Zayas, one of the hottest jockeys at Gulfstream Park, one of the great jockeys. He stays put on this gal in this filly race for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. Again, one of the best trainers down there. You put those two together, you're going to get a morning line of 5-2. This horse won impressively first time out at a tricky distance of 7 furlongs. Had some good speed, cut out some nice fractions, 22, 46. Looked pretty good. Looked actually very good. Looked very impressive with speed at 7 furlongs. Now he's trying synthetic at shorter. Does that bother me that he's going from dirt to synthetic? No. Again, Zaya stays with him. It's his 3rd race. The last time out, he didn't run very well. It was a key race. It was an optional claiming 25. This race is a claiming $8,000 race, so it is a drop in class, if you will. He does have early speed, and I think with Zayas aboard him, he's going to dole that speed out pretty nicely and give this horse a good run. Stay up there in the front with the front runners to start, and then have a good chance to close all of at a shorter distance. So race 7, our top pick, which is also our one-horse wonder, who we're wondering about. You don't have to wonder why he's our top pick. I'm telling you right now why he's our top pick. She is our top pick. Cape Fair, 5-2 jockey, Edgar Zayas. Okay, let's move on to race 8, the second leg in the pick 5 sequence, which we'll talk a little bit more about a pick 5 play on Saturday at 12:30 on our podcast on Capital Sports Network, Let'emRun on YouTube. So the 8th race, 7.5 furlongs on turf. Call it a sprint. I don't know. 7.5 furlongs, optional claiming $62,000. Again, a good race, a nice little race. Got some quality horses, some quality jockeys, some quality horses and trainers in this. We fell on our top pick, and you want to wonder why. Here's why. The number 3, Like the King. Once again, our guy Zayas jumps aboard this gelding for Mark Cassie. Great trainer, does a lot of work up at Woodbine, knows turf very well, knows how to get a horse ready for turf. He's got this horse ready. The workouts saying this horse, number 3, Like the King, he's ready to go. He's working out really nice. Been working out since March 21st regularly without missing a beat. been off since December. Okay, I think Mark Cassidy knows how to get a horse ready off a layoff. He's done it quite a bit. Mark Cassidy's due to heat up. His percentages right now are a little bit on the low side. Don't count Mark Cassidy out. He knows how to get a horse ready. He knows how to get a horse ready on turf. And he's got this horse, the number 3 horse, Like the King, at 9-2. That'd be a great price if he stays at the 9-2 current morning line when he goes off in race 8 at 4:36 Eastern Standard Time down at Gulfstream Park. So that horse has a big shot. Look at his workouts. He's prepped up, ready to fire a big shot. So that is who we love in the 8th race and is our top pick. Once again, our top pick. Okay, let's move on. We're going to go to race 9, another sprint at 5.5 furlongs on synthetic, a claiming $10,000 race. In this race, our top pick is number 6, Fortuna Bella, 2-1 morning line. Probably going to be a little less than that when it goes off. Taking a class drop for trainer Rohan Crichton. Good trainer out there, knows how to get horses to run well. Keeps Gonzalez on, who knows this horse extremely well. This horse has not been ridden by any other jockey than Gonzalez, so you know he knows what's under the hood. He knows how to make him run. He's taken a big drop in class, been in some higher level races, optional claiming 20, 35, 30,000, etc. Taking a drop, but this horse loves Gulfstream Park. 14 times, 5 wins, 2 seconds, 1/3. Loves the distance. 10 races, 4 wins, 1 second. Got really good early speed, and I think this horse is going to take advantage of that. Likely to be the speed of the speed in this sprint. 5.5 furlongs on synthetic. So synthetic can sometimes be favorable to speed. Sometimes it can be favorable to closers. A lot of times, if you hear some of the analysts talk from TVG down there in Florida at Gulfstream, they'll say if it rains, there's no rain in the forecast. But if there's any moisture on the track, the Tapeta tends to tighten up, runs a little bit quicker. I still think this horse has a great chance to be the speed of the speed, regardless of what the bias in the track is, with the number 6 horse, Fortuna Bella, looking very good with Gonzalez on him. So that's our pick in race 9. And we're going to move on to race 10, a 7 furlong handicap. Kind of a nice little handicap race. The big drama handicap, 7 furlongs on dirt for $75,000. If you look at across these horses in this race, there's a lot of very similar early speed. There's no early speed standout, which, as you know, if you follow Let'emRun on Capital Sports Network on YouTube, you'll find that we often lean towards speed horses. All the speed in this race seems to be the same. So let's go to our one horse wonder top pick in this race. It's going to be the number 3 Dilger, an Ireland-bred horse. This colt likely sitting on a big race after competing in the Grade 2 Carter last out. Zayas again gets on. That's a big plus. He gets back in the saddle. He knows what he has to work with. You know, this horse has put up some really nice buyer speed figures the last couple races out. Has won twice at Gulfstream Park. Came in second one time. And is being trained by Safi Joseph Jr. So again, are we leaning towards Safi Joseph Jr. and Zayas again? Why not? Again, if you're looking for a top pick, a one horse wonder, and you're wondering why we picked this horse, that's why. 9-5 morning line, probably going to be a little bit better than that once this horse gets close to post time. But again, I think clearly the horse to beat. Yes, there are other horses in the race. We will talk about them Saturday at 12:30 when we do our podcast again on Capital Sports Network, YouTube TV. So be sure to check that out for any updates when we talk about some of the other horses in each of the races, and we update any of the changes that might come from scratches, which often make a big difference in the race flow, in who's on the horse, if there's jockey changes, which often happens. So be sure to take note of that on Saturday. So again, race 10, the stakes race in this sequence, $75,000 stake race, the big drama. We really like the 3-horse Ireland bred Dilger, being ridden by Edgar Zayas and being trained by Safi Joseph Jr. Lots to like there. Okay, do you have to be a genius to like that horse? No, but nevertheless, I think that horse is probably the class of the field, and again, likely to be a lot lower than 9-5 at post time, just because of the connections. Obviously, Edgar Zayas Jr. As the jockey, and Safi Joseph. I don't know if Edgar Zayas is a junior, but Safi Joseph Jr. and Edgar Zayas is the jockey. So race 11, we're going to move on to race 11, 6:11 Eastern Standard Time. Optional claiming 25K. 9 winners of 1 mile and 16th on turf. Nice race, big field, some good horses in it. But again, an opportunity to look for a little bit of a price. And again, I like the number 6 Beach Gold, being ridden by a jockey who's kind of heating up a little bit down at Gulfstream Park. Took home a big 15-1 winner today in the 3rd race there at Gulfstream Park. So this jockey knows how to bring a horse home. This horse is also trained by Patrick Biancone, who, if you want to have a good time and watch somebody who knows about horses and she'll give you a good laugh, his daughter, Andy Biancone, I don't think she's at Gulfstream currently. She's usually there doing her analysis for TVG when the championship meet is there, but she sometimes will travel all around to some other track, but she's really great to listen to, knows her stuff, likes to go in the paddock and make a lot of paddock picks, and is very good at it. But her dad, her trainer, is super in fuego at Gulfstream Park. 8 starts, 4 wins, 1 second, hitting at 50% there, hitting at 28% all over. So this guy's pretty hot. His horse, Beach Gold, is being ridden by Ocasio, 3-1 morning line. And this jumped into the deep end of the pool, finally broke his maiden after several tries, last 2 times back. Broke his maiden at 7.5 furlongs on turf at Gulfstream Park. Went down to Keeneland, ran an allowance race, $119,000 allowance race. That's kind of a deep draw, steep into a deep end of the pool, so to speak, for this horse. Ran pretty well, though. It was kind of a big field. 12 horses, broke from the 10 hole. Not the greatest spot to break from at Keeneland when you're in a big field at 1 mile and 16th on turf. But ran right up there, was ridden by Dettori at the time. So, they had a lot of faith in this horse. And right now, switching to Ocasio, Patrick Biancone and Ocasio, they hit at 40%. Again, only 5, a small sample of 5 mounts that Patrick Biancone has given to Ocasio. But still, I think Patrick Biancone might have had some options for this horse. Putting this horse on it, or putting this jockey, on this horse tells me that I think Patrick Biancone really believes both in Ocasio and also believes in this horse, putting him in this race. So again, in the 11th race, 1 mile and 16th on turf, I am going with my top pick and my 1-horse wonder. And if you're wondering why I'm picking him, well, here's why. Patrick Biancone, trainer, jockey Ocasio riding him for together. They do well together. And Patrick Biancone is on fire at Gulfstream Park, training horses to win. And this horse is another horse ready to win. 23% getting horses ready in this kind of a layoff. And, broke his mating in his 9th try. A lot of times you'll hear analysts call that the light bulb angle, where the light bulb finally went off. Well, if the light bulb went off for this horse, I think the light bulb is going to stay on when he comes back into a race where I think he belongs, a little bit better fit for him. Optional claiming 25. He's not up for claim. He ran in a big allowance race at Keeneland, all quality horses down there. Ran well. I think he's going to be the one to beat here out of Omaha Beach, another horse that produces a lot of turf winners. So that's our pick in the 11th race. We'll find out more on Saturday when I put my pick 5 together for the sequence races 7 through 11 at Gulfstream Park. The late pick 5 looks to be fast and firm down there. I may consider singling this horse and looking for some other prices to go along with the picks in races 7 through 10. You'll hear more about that when we talk about that on Saturday at 12:30 in our podcast on Capital Sports Network. So be sure to check us out then. Saturday, 12:30, when I will go over these races in a little more depth, in addition to making sure our one-horse wonder horse has stayed in the race and has run. Of course, we'll use our one-horse wonder, our top pick in each leg of the pick five, but we'll talk about that more. So I want to just thank you again for watching. We look forward to seeing you again on Saturday at 12:30. Again, more to come with the studio upgrades, as we did some cool upgrades here today. You might notice I'm a Carolina Panther fan with the Carolina Panther motorcycle, Carolina Panther bear. We could talk about why I'm a Carolina Panther fan from New Jersey another time. But thank you again for watching. Enjoy. Good luck to you. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday at 12:30. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Enjoy.